Hey, FTMKickstart, how are you? So, I really like this week's topic, trans enough. It's something I can get really, really passionate about. So, excuse me. First thing is identity is not up for debate, period. This isn't me trying to convince you that your identity is or is not appropriate. That just seems ridiculous. I don't understand how someone could say, oh, well, that person's trans, but they don't want surgery or hormones, so really, how trans are they? Okay, well, furthermore, not only is identity up for debate, but your interpretation of someone's identity doesn't mean that someone has to jump through hoops to meet your limited understanding of what it means to be trans. So, no. No, identity's not up for debate, and no one should ever feel compelled to do something to their body or their mannerisms or express themselves in any way just because it makes other people's limited exposure to that embracement a little bit more familiar, right? That's not the objective. So there's a bloke here on YouTube, Uppercase Chase. I'm sure we all know him. He identifies as a lesbian. This is a perfect example. My definition of a lesbian doesn't include a male identified person, right? So what that tells me is that my definition of a lesbian is rather limited. That's the only conclusion I could reach, because his definition as lesbian is not up for debate. That's his definition. He gets to wear that. He gets to own it. It resonates for him when he speaks it aloud. There's nothing that he needs to do for it to rectify it. It works for him. For me, I have to broaden what my understanding of what a lesbian is, and that's all there is to it. It's clearly just a lack of understanding on my part. So I could never question his identity just because I don't get it, right? I don't. So anyone can embrace any identity at any time for any reason without any permission. That is my my credo, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, no one needs permission to identify anyway. And if you want to say that you're trans and still and you're female bodied and don't mind female pronouns and have no desire to have surgery or masculinize yourself in any way, but you still identify as trans, that's your identity, and no one can take that away. It's like saying to someone, no, you're not really Catholic. Oh, because you believe this, you're not really Catholic. Are you kidding me? No, you can't. Someone's identity sometimes includes a religion, and you can't deny someone's religious beliefs because it's their beliefs. It's their experience in the world. I just don't know how you could go on to claim that religion or bodies or identities or any of these things all have to have a universal meaning, and that anyone who falls short of that universal truth is just substandard citizen. Like, I don't get it. No, you don't have to have permission from anyone to identify any way you want, ever. I have a friend. She's a really, really good friend of mine. She's one of my best friends, and she's very much trans. Now, I've heard her use the term gender variant, and I think that was the term that I came up with her, but she's trans, and she has no desire to transition, right? She has no desire to go by male pronouns, and she has no desire to have surgery. So that doesn't make her any less trans, because that's the label that she identifies with. If I identify as a gay man and I don't technically have a biological penis, then can I really be a gay man? Yes, I can. I can, because that would be my identity, and identities are not up for debate ever. All right? It's just like the most asinine and preposterous idea I've ever encountered, that we could tell someone that their identity is flawed. Are you kidding me? I think what's flawed is your understanding of my identity, right? So identify any way you want, and then I'll give you a hug, and we can go skip out into a meadow covered with butterflies and rainbows and live happily ever after in a world that loves every single one of us, because the things in our world to bother to get worried about do not include other people's identities. I don't know why when we get on the identity police, someone is trans enough if they're trans. If they say that they're trans enough. That's it. That's all it takes. And then if they don't even say it, if they don't have the means to say it, and you know, it's what it is. So the last thing that I would ever feel comfortable doing is policing someone's gender expression or transgender expression, or, you know, personal desires and wants. Like, that just doesn't seem like it's anywhere part of my responsibility to manage that. So I'm just gonna let you identify any way you want, and if I don't understand it, then it's probably because I'm lacking something. I have some limited perspective, just like anyone else who doesn't understand my identity is just really limited. That's right. We all have limitations. It's just, so I think people who say that people aren't trans enough, I think it's okay to just laugh in their face, though. I mean, I might not say that they're stupid to their face, but, you know, I'll say here on YouTube and the internet they are stupid. Yeah. I think it's okay to laugh in someone's face if they make a ridiculous statement, like debating someone's identity. Alright, that's long enough a rant. Hope you're well. Bye.